Week 6, day 4. The quality we're talking about is hard work. And how you doing on the goals? You should have written down 3 goals this week to begin with, and you should be accomplishing those. We talked about yesterday priming the pump. What do you got to put in to accomplish those goals? What do you got to put into this class? You got to listen. You got to write answers. The writing is so important because of the reticular activating sensors in the back of your brain, and they let in 2 things, something that's a danger to you and anything that you think is important. And you think it's important if you write it down. This is day 4, page 43. And hardworking is the quality. And I'm going to read this again. The stories this week are reading stories. They're not so much telling stories as they are reading stories. And they're great. And I pitched this in. Every year we want to make this curriculum better. We make it better by adding better stories. If you think there's a better story that illustrates hardworking, send it to me. Email coachingtochange.lives@gmail.com or call me, 580-212-7752. Every year we're going to make this curriculum better so it's not the same each year. This is a great story on hardworking. A number of years ago, some hogs escaped in a remote area of the Smoky Mountains. Over a period of several generations, these hogs became wilder and wilder until they were a menace to anyone who crossed their paths. A number of skilled hunters tried to locate and kill them, but the hogs were able to elude the efforts of the best hunters in the area. One day, an old man leading a small donkey pulling a cart came into the village closer to the habitat of these wild hogs. The cart was loaded with lumber and grain. The local citizens were curious about where the man was going and what he was going to do. He told them he had come to catch them wild hogs. They scoffed because no one believed the old man could accomplish what the local hunters were unable to do. But 2 months later, the old man returned to the village and told the citizens the hogs were trapped in a pen near the top of the mountain. Then he explained how he caught them. First thing I done was find the spot where the hogs come to eat. Then I baited me a trap by putting a little grain right in the middle of the clearing. Them hogs was scared off at first, but curiosity finally got to them, and the old boar that led them started sniffing around. When he took the first bite, the others joined in, and I knew right then I had them. Next day, I put some more grain out there and laid one plank a few feet away. That plank kind of spooked them for a while, but the free lunch had a powerful appeal, so it wasn't long before they were back again. Them hogs didn't know it, but they was mine already. All I had to do was add a couple of boards each day by the grain they wanted until I had everything I needed for my trap. Then I dug a hole and put up my first corner post. Every time I added something, they'd stay away for a spell, but finally they'd come back to get something for nothing. When the pen was built and the trapdoor was ready, the habit of getting what they wanted without working for it, drove them right into the pen, and I sprung the trap. It was real easy after I got them coming for the free lunch. The story is true, and the point is quite simple. When you create a dependence, you take away resourcefulness. You remember what I said the opposite of hardworking is? Finding the easy way out. You can copy somebody else's homework. I don't want to do that homework. I don't have time. I'm text messaging Margaret Ann. I don't have time. So you copy the homework. Find the easy way out. But then the test comes along and you can't copy off the test. So what happens? You went after that free lunch and it was easy. But who ended up paying for it? See, that's the bottom line. When you're looking for the easy way out, the coach told you to do 10 reps on the bench press and you did 8. He didn't even see you. So you got away with it. No, you didn't. You found an easy way out, and it's going to come back to get you. When you take the day off in the summertime and you ought to be working out, what are you looking for? I'm looking for the easy way out. Ain't going to happen. You're just like them hogs. You're going to get trapped when you're always looking for the easy way out and you're not willing to work hard. You got to be willing to work hard to get what it is that you want. Question number 1, and this is going to bite. How is this story related to our welfare system by the government? See, if the government just consistently gives people something, then what happens to the people? They become dependent upon who? The government. Instead of being dependent upon their own resourcefulness and being responsible for who they are, where they are, and what they are, they have responsibility taken away from them. And they say, well, the government will take care of me. The government's not there to take care of you. You're there to take care of you. Accept responsibility for who you are, where you are, and what you are. And part of that is being hardworking. You don't need to accept anything. When I was raised, there were 6 boys in my family, and I promise you, we qualified for every government program known to man. We were not poor, we were poor. But I promise you, my dad would have never taken anything from the government. If he didn't work for it, he didn't want it. And he told us that 1,000 times. You don't get something that you don't work for. Number 2, question number 2, what's the danger of being dependent? Now, dependent means you're dependent on someone else. Amen? And we'll talk a lot about that later on. But if you're dependent upon the government or somebody else, then you're not putting anything into it. You're taking the chance of becoming that hog that gets trapped looking for the free lunch. Work hard. See you tomorrow.